The safe room, a key feature to classic Fazbear establishments, and the perfect place to commit a murder. The safe room served as the perfect killing grounds for infamous serial killer William Afton. With the room off cameras and invisible to all animatronic mapping systems, it's no wonder William got away with so many murders at once. And although the room proved to be useful for him, it also ended up being the death of him. Following the missing children's incident of 1985, the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizza establishment was shut down, and while the animatronics were kept, the location was left to rot. Something unique about some of the old establishments is that they all contained a safe room. However, following the safe room's involvement in the MCI, the company deemed the rooms as too much of a liability and had them sealed up at all locations.
This is just to inform all employees that due to budget restrictions, the previously mentioned safe rooms are being sealed at most locations, including this one. Work crews will be here most of the day today, constructing a false wall over the old door face. Nothing is being taken out beforehand, so if you left anything inside, then it's your own fault. Management also requests that this room not be mentioned to family, friends, or insurance representatives. Thanks again, and remember to smile. You are the face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Following those original tragedies and the closure of the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fazbear Entertainment decided that they'd try again in 1987, opening a brand new, totally safer location with no safe room. No safe room means no murders, right? Wrong. Probably should have done your background checks a bit better, cause you literally hired the murderer as your first night guard. As we all know, William completes his week and is moved to day shift, where he's in the perfect position to commit his next series of murders. On what I assume to be Monday, November 9th, William commits the missing children's incident of 1987, his second mass murder, and then promptly skips town a few days later, leaving the guard position open. That specific 1987 location was shortly closed down due to the bite of 87, and while the toys got scrapped, those old withered characters got kept in hopes of a possible reopening, which is exactly what we see in FNaF 1. Fazbear's last attempt at keeping a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza place open is at the 93 location, and while it's likely this place only closes in 1993, it may have been open since 1988 according to some of the Faz facts. Now, what sets this location apart from its predecessors is that it isn't a brand new building. It's actually the same one which was left to rot all those years ago, the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and that means that this building contains a safe room, still walled over and forgotten, though it gets even better. When this safe room was sealed up, not everything was taken out.
Hello. There's been a slight change of company policy concerning use of the suits. Don't. After learning of an unfortunate incident at the sister location involving multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures, the company has deemed the suits temporarily unfit for employees. Safety is top priority at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which is why the classic suits are being retired to an appropriate location while being looked at by our technicians. Until replacements arrive, you will be expected to wear the temporary costumes provided to you. Keep in mind that they were found on very short notice, so questions about appropriateness/relevance should be deflected. I repeat, the classic suits are not to be touched, activated, or worn. That being said, we are free of liability. Do as you wish. As always, remember to smile. You are the face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
An event preceding the original missing children's incident is something known as the springlock failure, which we know very little about, though what we do know is that all springlock suits are temporarily moved to a specific location to get checked out, with that location likely being the very safe room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, based upon something we see in Fruity Maze. What makes the springlock incident so important to William is that he used the suits moved to that pizzeria's safe room for his killings, explaining why he uses the Fredbear's Family Diner Spring Bonnie, notice the purple details, to lure Susie when it would have been nowhere near this pizzeria had it not been for the springlock incident. It's not exactly clear what happened to all the springlock suits following their involvement in the murders, though what I can say is that the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Spring Bonnie costume was left in the safe room to be sealed up, forgotten, only to be rediscovered when William used the room as cover. Though that begs the question, when did William hatch his plan to destroy the animatronics? Another detail that separates the 93 location from many that came before it is that, surprisingly, this location never faced a string of murders, despite having both a safe room and springlock suit. So why is that? Well, while I don't doubt that William had the intent to murder, I don't think he ever got the chance. While it is true that William got away with the murders in '87, something almost got in his way: the animatronics. I believe that the second missing children's incident may have been the moment that William realized that the now haunted animatronics would begin to get in the way of things. He may have gotten away with the murders in Skip Town this time, but would his next attempt go as well? If you take a look at the FNaF 3 minigames building, you'll notice rain coming through the ceiling and rats on the floor, which isn't too surprising considering that the building was left to rot, but feeds into the idea that William may have returned to the decaying pizzeria before it was ever refurbished in 1993. The 30 years later title of 2023, the excessive rot of the building, and William's motivation just wouldn't make sense if he had come back years after the 1993 location's closure. What makes me confident about all this is something from those FNaF 3 minigames. Something you'll notice amongst FNaF minigames is that they aren't exactly the most accurate. Most sprites have usually either got a color off or are missing something, which brings up the question, why are Foxy's legs full fur? Keep in mind that while Foxy has been depicted as fully flocked in promotional material and merchandise, we've never seen a fully flocked Foxy animatronic. Assuming that William's destroying either repaired versions of the Withereds or the 93 variants, it's strange to see Foxy like this when neither of those animatronics were ever fully flocked. So what exactly is going on here? Well, I kind of just answered my own question. Preceding the opening of the 93 location, Fazbear Entertainment would of course fix up the Withereds, whether that means repairing their damage or replacing their builds with the 93 designs doesn't exactly matter, but what does matter is the possibility that for the first time ever, they decided to fix up Foxy's legs. After all, kids were scared of the old Foxy design, so why not go the extra mile, right? Well, unfortunately, it looks like someone broke into the pizzeria, knocked down the false wall, destroyed our newly refurbished animatronics, and got springlocked before we came to fix up the building. With Fazbear's already low budget, it's possible they didn't want to put in the effort on fixing Foxy again, so they just did the best they could, not really putting in the effort on the legs or chest withering anymore. Also, odds are, instead of cleaning up their mess, Fazbear decided to just board up the safe room with the now springlocked William still inside, like Phone Dude mentions.
Flashing lights and spooky props. I honestly thought we'd have more by now. If we don't have something really cool by next week, then we may have to suit you up in a furry suit and make you walk around saying, boo. But like I said, we're trying to track down a good lead right now. Some guy who helped design one of the buildings says it was like an extra room that got boarded up, or something like that. So we're going to take a peek and see what we can find. For now, just get comfortable with the new setup.
If William were to have been boarded up in the 93 location during our week at the place, we really wouldn't have had a clue considering the room's just off cameras. All in all, I feel pretty satisfied with this theory in the fact that it touches on a lot of interesting details and circumstances, and I hope you all like it too. Anyways, if you did enjoy this episode of Lore Bites, then consider checking out other episodes in the series. I'd pick one to suggest, but so far this has to be one of my personal favorites. If you're interested in myself and or the channel, then consider checking out my website and Discord server, all linked in the description. I believe that'll be all from me for now. Take care, theorists.